the wall for me would be the most significant posing card that I have, because in my studio it is one of the most amazing ways to pose. On the back of this wall card, there is not only this incredible shape here of this gorgeous sort of asymmetrical body with this girl with her booty back. Then on the back we have this amazing little scenario here. We have a mature woman. Just so you know, mature woman is kind of like saying plus size. I look at it like this. There are sort of sexy portraits, and then there's the family styled contemporary portraits. But for me, anyone over 40 or 50 is elegant portraits. I call them elegant portraits because I think that they are definitely in more elegant body poses than the young, hot, or the boudoir type poses. I think they're definitely more cat-like and sexy. I definitely think the mature woman or women in 40, 50, they have the real elegant. Now, when I say women 40 or 50 should be in elegant poses, I don't actually mean that. Recently, I've been photographing a lot of 50-year-old women in lingerie, and they have incredible bodies. And, you know, I just want to photograph anyone how they're presented. So if somebody comes to me without that sort of lingerie look, then I look at it like I just want elegant poses, you know, really beautiful poses. For me, the wall is definitely the best way to not only pose someone because they've got something to lean on, they've got something to recline back on, it's slimming, but there's also a maternity in there as well. So I've used the wall in 3 different ways. On this card here, I've used the wall in 10 different ways. And I just think it's a great way to photograph somebody that's not flat to the wall. And I think it's an amazing little series, this one. So let's put Simona on the wall and have a look at the poses we can do here. So will it be easier for the camera angle if I shoot her down that way? Or can I put her on this wall here and you can come around to here? What's going to be easier for you? Your wall? Okay. So the idea with the wall, and I don't think you guys can really see the wall pose, so I probably will use this. Mark, come and extend it for me. Ask another question, Kenna, while we put this up, because this will just take a little while to set up and it's really worth watching.
Okay, great. Questions in the audience? All right, back to the phones.
What a quiet audience. Are the audience normally this quiet?
No, I think it's the same thing online. Some people have been saying that they're not asking as many questions because they're mesmerized.
Oh, right.
And
you've been so thorough.
And
Okay.
yeah.
As long as I'm being thorough.
But we do have a number of questions.
And not racing.
All right, I'll throw one out from Painted Foot. For the beauty shot, will you switch that up the eye line, not at the camera or down the body, ever?
Yes, only ever those 2 eye lines. So directly at the camera, you'll notice one of the very strange, that would be the 3rd eye line that I never use, was the one girl at the front of the card because she was looking directly straight ahead, which is so unusual for me to do an eye line that's looking straight ahead or away from the camera. So yes, but the beauty shot, I actually think 99% of the time looks really good directly to the camera. And not with that little smirky eyes, but more like that blank sort of open beauty face, you know, with that relaxed mouth and just open big eyes. But it's not a fish face. It's not like a dead face. It's still an open beauty face. So I kind of have to describe it more like it's kind of just a serene, soft. Yeah, do you get that? Right. All right. Oh, thank you, man. Okay, so obviously the most significant thing about the wall is stand normally and then stand against the wall. And no, just turn and stand normally. That's it. Okay, let's see if we can. All right. So the idea, of course, is that we've got someone standing straight up and down against a wall. Turn your body towards me, Simi, so that you're just normal flat to the wall. Okay, and again, we're standing flat to the wall. So many people shoot people directly back to the wall. It always amazes me. So let's look at how we can do the shape. So from here, I want you guys are watching this, right? I'm not in that monitor's way. I want you to turn your hips away from me and step your back foot out over that way, and then take your hips out that way. That's it. So kicking your bum away, because it's more important that I create this space here through her hip line. Can you see why? As soon as I bring her hips away from the wall and you have this beautiful space here, it makes a significant difference. The hand goes onto the thigh and then slides up, and then the elbow goes back. See the hourglass? Now, Simi did something everybody does. She just pinned her back shoulder, and you don't want to pin the back shoulder. So go back, Simi, so your hand's two-dimensional. That's the shape of her body. If the hand touches the thigh, you slide up and then out. That's it, exactly right. Now the chin comes long and forward and down that wall line, and you can see that whole come into play, that whole pose come into play really beautifully. So it also works really well. The curvier the body, it also works really well. We're going to do curves tomorrow, and that is one of the best slimming lines that you can do for curves. Now, imagine then that you've got daughters or a partner, and you can add on to this pose. So if Simona keeps that position but stands up a little higher, then you can add a partner here. You can add a daughter, a sister, a mother, a best friend around them inside, or just still using the wall recline. Okay, the idea with these shapes is you can watch this line come into play, because this is really quite cool. I want you to hold your elbows, and I want you to change the weight of your feet and kick your bum back until you've got a beautiful arch. No, your shoulder is still back on the wall. Okay, so the idea now is that you're getting this shape here. So let's say you put this hand down to here, touching the back of the bum, and just touch up here with here. So that's exactly right, long chin. Now really arch into the back and kicking out that way. You can create all of these shapes down the wall line and use the wall to pose. All of them here, whether they're in lingerie, corporate, even this one here is in lingerie, touch down to the bottom of your sort of bra strap would be, that's exactly right, and yeah, under there, that's it. And then this hand just touches back against the wall and slide your arm down. Lots of arch into your back and chin down. Anything you do down that wall line looks beautiful. And you're shooting long, you're shooting on the wall line. What about both hands down, shoulders against the wall? That's it. And then keep this hand away. Take your body weight onto your back foot. That's it, because as soon as the body weight goes back onto the back foot, it's more slimming. Long chin down, nice tight shot, shoot it horizontally. Okay? Right. This is really cool too on my posing manual. It's when you turn around and face the wall this way and put your hands down. I need an actual wall. Okay, I'll go into here. So you want to be here, okay, so hands together. That's exactly right. And I want you to bring your chin down, and then you can use your shoulder this way. And that looks absolutely beautiful on a window line. Okay, really beautiful on a window line. All of those poses using the wall look good. Tomorrow, we're going to do a little section called 2s and 3s, which is what I did before when I posed the 3 girls on there. I'm going to show you how to add on more, because I think sometimes it's really easy to pose one person and get it right, but it's quite hard to pose 2 and 3. Any questions?
Going back to what you said a while ago about
Elevating?
When a client, how do you handle a client who walks into the studio and is a bit controlling of you?
Well, they're all, to some degree, most people are quite controlling because they have this idea that they're vulnerable, so they want to try and control their situation. The only thing you can do is be assertive, authoritative, and guide them, but just try and get them to trust you enough that you can just take charge of it. You'll always get somebody who throws that out. You'll always get somebody that tries to push that or anything. Just go with it. Work with people. One of the greatest gifts you can have as a photographer is to adapt to the people that come into your studio. I mean, you can't always get the most perfect clients. People will always be difficult and awkward.
Snowbeam has a question. I was recently told that shooting a woman with the 50mm lens is doing her no favors.
Oh.
What are your thoughts on that?
I like the 50mm lens. I don't know why. I shoot with the 24-105 and 95% of the time it's at a 50 ratio. I don't see it as being an issue. Maybe someone can enlighten me on why, but yeah, I love the 50mm.
Okay, awesome. see what
Yeah.
people say to that. And then another technical question from Vegas Studios, what aperture do you like to shoot at?
Well, I tend to shoot, the 24-105 is 4.0, and I shoot it at 4.0. I like that portrait drop away that you get at 4.0. On the 35mm, I shoot at 2.8. I can only do that with one client. If I'm shooting more than one girl, I'm shooting at usually 5.6, because if you make that mistake, if you shoot and you shoot at 2.8 and one of them are out of your depth, you've lost an image and it's just not worth it. It's one of those things, when you have a single girl and you're moving as slow as me, you can shoot at 2.8 because you have so much control. Make sure that focuses right on the eye. Even at 2.8, I miss the eye sometimes, and I'll have to chuck a killer shot because of it. Or I'm gonna publicly admit all of these things, but one of them is I've even eye swapped to get a shot that I've missed at 2.8. So I've got a shot with not such a good pose, and then I've just nailed this amazing body and lips, and I've taken the eyes off a shot and dropped them on to save it. Yeah, I'm such a Photoshop rat bag. Go for it.
And proud of it.
Yeah.
Do you have times when it's just not coming together, and what do you do?
I have this really calm outside demeanour when inside I'm like, it just comes together. You find a way. There's always a way. There's always extenuating circumstances. There's always somebody's not reacting, or I'm elevated or they're elevated, or you're trying to calm down, you're in a situation you don't know. Yeah, I mean, I still, 22 years, get nervous in shoots. I still sometimes start shooting people and go, I'm not hitting it in my head. And the outside I'm going, you're doing good. And the inside I'm going, oh no, I'm screwing this badly. And yet I rely on my experience, and I just keep relaxing and just keep trying new things. Sometimes it's a synergy between them just falling into this complete relaxation and then giving you more relaxed expressions, and then all of a sudden you just see this perfect shot, and then it's there and you're there for the rest of the shoot, but you always capture it. I mean, you always find a way to capture it.
When it comes to guys or girls, do you have a particularly strong or loose opinion about hands in pockets?
Yeah, I don't put hands in pockets. Thumbs look good in pockets though. I find when hands in pockets, shoulders go up because pockets are high and it stops the hands, so they tend to come forward. And then I think sometimes when the thumbs are in the pockets, then it looks really great. Yeah.